Appreciate. This is the Rebuilding Us podcast. This is your host, Corin Watson, and I got a good friend on the line, Mocha Latte, and we are going to be say what's going on. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. So I brought you on because today we're going to be discussing a very serious topic as far as I'm concerned, but I also want to balance it out with the other videos that I've been doing because, a lot of it, I just didn't want it to come off like we were certainly like we were bashing women. And on this one, I specifically want to address serious issues that we both face, but hold us both accountable, men and women accountable for our action. In this particular segment, we're going to be talking about why women lose respect for men. How does that resonate, just saying that?
Well, I mean, you know what? Like I was just thinking about this. The younger version of me, what am I trying to say? Not respect them. I don't respect them because maybe they're cheaters, or maybe they didn't pay their child support, or maybe they just didn't communicate enough. But the older I've gotten, and I am almost 50 next month, I've been thinking about my part in this, and I realize it's communication. There is so many levels of communication, and it's very complex as to why men are the way they are. A lot of it has to do with how they were raised or who they're looking towards and things like that. And so the more I have listened to men, the more I have communicated with them, then I was able to decide then, like, okay, does he know what he's doing and he purposely disrespects me, or does he not know? Or what was he taught? What were the tools that he was given? And is it my responsibility to help him learn some things, or do I need to soften myself up and help him understand, what it feels like to be with me? And I even dated a guy who told me, you're the only woman who's ever treated me kindly. He's like, women have said mean things to him, which have made him be very defensive. And then in turn, it just kind of just went, it just spiraled down from that. So like I say, having that conversation and being able to openly talk those dialogues, you learn a lot.
Understood. Now that makes perfect sense. I want to go over a list of things that I've kind of formulated, that I've looked into research. I've heard a consensus of other women who have, voiced these concerns. And I want to see, do you mirror that same sentiment that they have, and why you would potentially lose respect for a man? And one of those is constantly criticizing. When does that reach the point of belittling? And let me hear your thoughts on that, and then I'll give you some more feedback on that.
Okay, so a man constantly criticizing me? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, constantly criticizing you.
Yes. Okay, so that's something I talk about a lot. I've literally had men pick me apart from head to toe as to why you wear your hair like that, why you wearing it natural, why you not getting weave, why you, why did you color it that way? Why do you have those bracelets on? What made you want to wear that outfit? Like, opposed to asking me, what was it about that you picked? But then also, why? I want to know, why? Why are you just looking at me with a microscope opposed to figuring out, why did you like me? If you liked me, I come with this, And so I think sometimes what people do is, it's not even about me. It's about them. Is it something that they're insecure about? So you want to keep asking me questions, or maybe they've been bullied before and I didn't hurt them. So I asked them, what hurt you? Who hurt you? It wasn't me. So why do you keep on asking me these questions? Or, I'm a promoter and a host. So I've had guys say, you know too many people. How you know him? Are you dating him? Does he like you? Why didn't he marry you? Things like that. And I'm like, why is it where it's it's critical opposed to just, an open-ended question and asking me, why didn't I marry him? What happened? What was my contribution to the relationship, to the downfall of the relationship? So we have to think about everything can be positive or negative. So it just depends on how they're questioning you. You know what I'm saying? Are you really trying to get to know me, or are you really trying to belittle me is what I'm always trying to figure out.
Yeah, I can certainly see why that would make you lose respect for somebody. So let me ask you this. In saying that, how have you handled constructive criticism, legitimate criticism, and how do you differentiate between the two?
Okay, so how I've handled constructive criticism, that has been it's taken some time with that. Because like I say, I always have to see consider the source. So if a guy says to me, so how you, about I need some money. In the past, I remember I needed $75. This was years ago, 20 years ago. And the guy was like, where your money at? I thought you made money. And I'm like, what do you mean? You come over here and you watching my TV, I'm cooking for you. I can't get 75. He's like, where your money? And so I said it like that because I was just like, wow, that made me never want to ask him for anything. Say to myself, well, where is my money? And then I know where my money is. I've made an account for it. Maybe something happened that month. Maybe I wanted to get myself something else and I thought he should help with the electric bill. And then I could answer for that opposed to snapping off on him. well, here's where my money is, but I need a little help. Okay, are you able to do that? Or where's your money? So maybe he didn't have any money, and that's why he flipped it on me to make me think I didn't have any money.
So you would have been able to handle him saying no, that he didn't have it. You wouldn't have.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I could have understood if he said, no, babe, I don't have it, opposed to saying, where your money at? Because I might know where my money's at. But if I ask you for some help, we should have a conversation about it, opposed to like putting it off on me.
Sure. Yeah, and I understand that. I certainly think the dialogue between that is very important. You know, going back before, I wanted to make a comment on what you said, and that constantly belittling. So a lot of times we get into relationships and we want to change the other person. And that's a no-go. I say it all the time. I don't understand how you go to a club and you meet them the way that they are. You meet them dressed the way that they are, and then weeks later you want to change it now as you start to see that they get other attention. Well, they got your attention too.
Exactly. Or here's the reverse. So I'm not the type of person who really dresses